Hey guys, welcome back to Soulful Stories. We are back here with episode 4. I think it's 4, so apologise if
the
it's
big
wrong.
Numbers, we'll just forget about saying the number.
Yeah, I don't think we get past 1 to be honest, so yeah, we're doing alright.
As Snoop Dogg says, to the next episode.
To the next episode. Whatever the hell that means.
You know, it's the song.
No, I doubt it's Snoop Dogg. But you would know, you're a DJ on the side, are you, so...
That's right, okay.
Because I don't know songs.
Okay, go on then.
But I think we also want to talk about to that little place, weren't we? We didn't record anything because we couldn't get inside, but we just put the REM pod out. I did record it on my phone. We'll see if it gets to Brandon or not.
But unfortunately, it was all fenced off, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was all barred up and metalled up, and
You
was
lost
quite a
your
distance
stick
away.
there, yeah?
I did. Lost the end of my stick. So I was walking around, all you could hear was...
Bless.
Sounds like me of a morning.
We did have some stuff there, though, didn't we?
We
had
did.
a thing come through.
We was getting some high readings on the EMF when we was asking questions, and then it'd die off, and then we'd ask more questions. So then Liam said, "Oh, we'll get the REM pod out." So we put the REM pod out, didn't we? And instantly just went off crazy. So we started asking questions, and then we had the that thing Shadow got for us, I can't remember what it's called. Hexcom, that's it. We had the XCOM out, and then that was giving us names, so then we was asking the names, and it was going off, and then it just come up, was it Child or something?
No,
Or did I pick
It was
up
Michael
Child?
first, wasn't it?
Yeah, Michael, that's right, yeah, I was picking up on a Michael.
And then he said child.
Yeah,
And then we had Amanda.
Amanda, that's it.
And then ever since Amanda came in, on the REM pod, it was almost as like she was just playing around with it like a child would.
Yeah,
Would not stop
Absolutely
giving
going
off.
mad.
She wouldn't listen.
no.
She's being naughty.
Just kept making it go 3, 4, 4, screech, nothing, 3, 4. So it was nice because obviously it was just showing that she was around, but obviously it was also just showed us that there was energies there because it was.
Yeah,
What was it?
I did take it was whole. Was it a manor house?
A manor house,
A
yeah.
manor house with a farm.
It used to be a farm.
Yeah.
Goes back to the 1800s, doesn't it? Didn't it?
Yeah.
Did you know
far
this
back.
before or after? Because I picked up on that it went before. Okay, well I don't know that.
I wouldn't have picked up on anything, I would have.
No, I know, but I'm
I've
asking
got
for these
people.
just because I was saying that it went back a few years, because 1700s came through, didn't he?
Yeah.
And I said, yeah, that feels about right. But then I picked up on that most of it would have been like just fields. And then, because there was on about, was it noisy or something?
I asked if they liked being so close to a road, and then he was like, "Oh, it wouldn't have been a road back in the day."
Yeah. But then we was getting stuff on the... Oh, sorry, don't me. You a medium as well?
More
Like the double XL medium, but yeah. So that was quite eventful, but it's a shame we couldn't get in there.
Yeah.
If we could have got in there, I think that would have made a good episode.
Yeah.
But we did have that gentleman that came through, didn't we? And I don't think we got a name for him.
The bad spirit, the bad energy.
The strong energy that didn't like everybody talking.
Yeah, no, we couldn't get anything from him, but I wasn't talking to him either. Just felt like one of those energies. But yeah, it was quite interesting. It was a fair bit away, wasn't it? Yeah, it was like a 45-minute drive there just to find out we couldn't get in there. So we thought, why not? Better than just waste the night, because it was late when we went, because we was just going to see if we could get in first and then do an investigation and go back. But since we were there we couldn't get in, we just thought, forget it, we'll just see what we can pick up while we're here. So I did record a little bit on my phone.
I got some pictures, and we'll insert the picture here of one of the orbs that we caught.
Yes. Yeah.
It looks edited in. That's how
It does look edited in, because he went, no, there's a bloody ghost road on the one, and I'm like, Liam, there ain't.
And then that thing goes past the metal beam as well.
Yeah. it's like inside you can see the metal beam through it. So that was that. Look, it's a really good picture. We got that.
Yeah.
And then obviously we was just picking up on all the voice, all the activity with the REM pod. It was a shame it wasn't a location to go to.
Yeah. It's we still haven't had the cat balls go off yet.
No.
So we're still waiting on that.
But everything else works. We're using the new camera now to record, thanks to our big B.
And
And-
Scott caught some orbs last night.
Yes.
Night vision.
Night vision.
Yeah, night vision.
Hang on, let me turn it back.
Ooh, God, hello. Got to go back to night vision, they said.
God, that looks really orange now.
I know.
So, White Lady's Priory.
Oh, God.
I got called attractive, so
I got told to leave.
yeah. I saw through your filter.
I know. See, this filter here, I look like a stick-thin model, like, you know, Jason Momoa. Really, I'm like Peter Griffin's brother.
With the chins.
Sorry,
so,
yeah.
Brandon did some lovely editing with the video that you saw on YouTube, White Lady's Priory.
Yes, that's our big B there. He's doing all the editing. He's doing well.
Yeah, we got there, and we saw the building, and it was just literally just a shell of a building. There was no roof. It was just brick walls, grass floor.
Lovely stones, though.
Yeah, there was a lot of energy
a lot
in
of
the
history to
stones.
it. Definitely
Yeah.
a lot of history to it. So when we got there, it was just going dark. So we decided quickly to set up.
Yeah. And if anybody who follows us on TikTok knows, because she was watching, I went live and was just still setting up, so you guys knew that we were going live.
Yeah, and when we got there, Scott picked up on some energy that was, I wouldn't say not nice, but you know, it definitely had a weird, eerie feel to it.
Yeah, it was more like assertive, very, very. This way is the way it's been done, whether you like it or not. Like, yeah, assertive kind of energy and very dominating over the area. Nothing was able to move or talk without its say so. So we kind of gathered later on in the night it was more like, we was calling it the head nun because it was a nunnery. But Mother Matron was it, or
Mother Superior.
Mother Superior.
That's it,
Yeah, and then once we got that out the way, we started to get a little bit of activity on the REM pod and stuff. But it was mainly the EMF meters. But again, when I first got there and I went live on TikTok, I was touching the walls and everything, and I was just like, you can feel the energy in the walls. It's so soaked in. It's very, very, very weird place.
Yeah, I mean, we struggled. Well, I say we struggled. We got the EMF readers out, and we had some readings.
Yeah.
It was absolutely mad when we put it near the wall.
Yeah.
Full on reading.
Yeah. And that was happening before I even. Sorry, that happened after I'd said there's loads of energy in the walls, because that's why you put one on there.
Yeah, and
I just want to clear that up.
yeah, and then we set the REM pod up in this doorway, and we set some cat balls out, and we wasn't really getting anything. So I did set up the EVP, and we have had a lot of interferences with the EVP on that recording, a lot of knocks and pops and bangs, which, I'm going to say, if you're a skeptic, you're going to say it's fake.
But it was on a ledge around the corner, and we were the opposite side on camera, and there was nobody else there with us.
And we did pick up on that one voice.
And there's a voice on there, and we think it says different things.
Oh yeah, that one.
So I think it was, what would you guys say? Help me.
No.
I said obey, didn't I?
Yeah, it sounded like a
You
bang.
said go away.
Go away, I thought
And then I said pain, and then I said obey. But it's definitely a voice.
Yeah. And
100%
it's a male's voice as well. Which
is
is weird, because it's supposed to be a nunnery, and...
Yeah.
But then again, we got Edgar, didn't we? What was it? Robertson or Richardson or something?
Thompson.
Thompson.
Yeah. So it was just a bit weird, because it got to the point of the night where it just literally went dead. The EMS wasn't doing anything. The REM pod stopped.
Yeah.
And the energy's just completely changed. And I just said to Liam, I said, I don't think they want us here. And he went, what do you mean? And I went, it's of course we're not female. We're not supposed to be here. And then we kind of started getting movement again, didn't we? On the EMS, like kind of giving us yes.
And is that when we decided to split up then?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
we split up for a little bit.
So
yeah.
we decided to split up, and me and Brandon went up to the back of the nunnery,
Yeah.
and he set up the cameras, and we put on the ball and the EMF. But I had my spirit talker going as well on the app.
Yeah.
And when I put the ball down, I was trying to speak to it, and it come up saying ball.
So weird.
And that for me there was defiant evidence of what we are trying to show you guys.
Yeah.
Out of all the words it could have said, it said ball.
Yeah. When you just put it down,
And I've
hadn't
just
you?
put it down. I was
Because
just,
he shouted me, yeah.
I was just trying to ask it to say, like, if you touch the ball, it's on such even ledge that if you just twitched it a little bit, it'll roll off.
Yeah.
But it didn't move. And then we got the EMF spiking as well when I was asking questions. And then I asked if it wanted to move over, and it was saying it was spiking up to orange. For us, that's a yes.
Yeah.
So I called Scott over, and he opened up a gateway and let them through.
Yeah, because some of them wanted to leave. Now again, Liam, because I did it last night as well.
I did have some. I had something come through the spirit talker as well, didn't I? Because I said it again, and it come through on the spirit talker, didn't it? So that was my definite answer of yes, they want to move over.
And again, I'm not forcing anybody to move over. I don't want people thinking, oh, he's just going around cleansing everywhere. I'm not, but if spirits don't want to be here,
I know what you want to mean now,
and they want to move on, and they've struggled to do it, that is my job as a spiritist medium. I'm not here to make anybody's life horrible or, you bring people here on ghost hunts, that's not fair. So if they want to move over and they tell me, I'll open up a doorway for them. The spirits that want to then move over can. And the ones that don't want to, they can stay. It's not like I force everybody to leave. But, if I don't see the problem with letting people move on, if they don't want to be here,
yeah,
you move on. And the ones that do want to stay here, you can crack on as well. So I just want to get that clear because it probably will come across in some of the podcasts. So we opened up a doorway and let them leave. Well, yeah, I did. Because if they don't want to be here, what's the point? It's not fair. It's just like me locking you in a room and you going, well, you can entertain people when they come with cameras and not make noises and everything. You wouldn't like it. So,
Why are they still here though? Like some spirits go to the spirit world on their own, don't they?
About 99% of us do. It's just that 1% where it could be real bad trauma that's kept them here, or there's somebody who's got a dominance over them. So if they did really bad things to them, like rape and stuff like that, then that can kind of hold you here. And if that person's here or then moves to the spirit world and they stay here, you still feel under that dominance, so your soul can't really move on. So it's just stuff like that really. But again, some spirits do just choose just to stay and hang around because they just don't want to go to the light at that time. So, it is 99% chance everybody just goes over, but there is that odd occasion where some go, you know what, I've still got a bit of unfinished business, or I don't want to go and pay for my consequences yet, so I'll just stay in the little bit of in between. Yeah. And that's pretty much it really. But like I say, I will not keep anybody here that doesn't want to be here, and any ghost hunting teams or they can say what they want, I don't care. Sorry.
Yeah, so
went on a rant,
back to
you
it.
know me.
Back to it.
Passion.
Yeah. So when we split up, Scott stopped having any activity happening by him.
I did, yeah, he went dead.
So then I asked Spirit if they wanted us to join back up together, and it did say yes. So, well, it didn't say yes. It was using the EMF, and it went to orange, which is again is our sign for yes.
Asked for yes, yeah.
So then we packed up the stuff and moved back over with Scott. And then we didn't really get anything else.
No,
I think we had the REM pod off go once or twice.
It was just mainly just saying stuff, wasn't it? Like, you're bad, scratch, she's going to get you.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. So I just said to him, I said, we'll call it an early night. I said, they don't want to see her. They're not willing to interact. That's fine. I'm not here to disrespect them.
We was on a curfew anyway.
Well, we do want to get back for WrestleMania, but it's not like, if we would have had activity, I would have stayed and pushed it a little bit, you know what I mean? But we were having nothing.
We said next time we'll take a female.
And I do feel we need a lady with us when we go back next time, because
they're just perfect one.
They just didn't. They just didn't kind of like that. We were 3 males there.
Our 2 seconds of fame. She can come along.
I think she'd enjoy that.
Alright, I wish she'd open up. I reckon she'd get stuff. I really would.
Oh, Mom?
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Guaranteed. She'd pick on feelings.
So, the day after, you decided to go and explore another place, didn't you?
Yes, so last
No,
night...
he says it like that, like we went without him.
No, I was just about to say...
He did that. You went and explored another one.
Just in case when you watch the video you miss me too much. I was a bit tired. So I had a day off. And I thought, you know what? No, I'm going to catch up on Big Brother. You can go ahead.
And he'd had his tea, and he didn't feel very well on the morning, to be fair, that he didn't. And none of us really slept the best, and these pair had a weird dream that was kind of the same.
So weird.
Just say, look, they forget about that stuff.
Yeah.
We both woke up. He woke up first, and then he said, oh, I've had a terrible dream. I was like, oh, whatever, I'm getting back to sleep. I haven't time to listen. So I went back to sleep, and then woke up, and I was like, oh my God, I've had a bad dream now. And so we spent the next 10 minutes telling each other our dreams, and it was ever so weird because in both of the dreams we were both being targeted, weren't we?
Yeah.
Like we were the bad people, and that was kind of the vibe we got from the Priory. So
yeah.
I had a dream that some people had broke into the flat and were after me for something I'd said on Facebook, which I don't know what I've said. I'd upset him.
He doubts that much for you.
And then, they were beating me up and everything, and Buddy was just lying there, so I'd take him. Basically. Yeah.
I died of nothing.
So yeah, and then I was dead, something that killed me off.
I forgot what mine was now, but I was pretty much on holiday with people from work, of all people. And then
that's just a nightmare on its own.
No, they're lovely.
Weak.
And then the police came and arrested me for something, and I just don't remember what it was for. Yeah. Anyway, going back to what we was on about.
So yeah,
these two decided to go and look at another urban location, urban explore.
Well, I didn't know we was doing an investigation. Cause stop knocking. Because he said to me, oh, should we just go and check? Oh, we're going to go check out this place. And I'm like, oh, okay. Then I said, I'm just at church with Emma. Right, what time are you thinking? And he went 8 o'clock. And I went, okay, we should be back by then. We was, but we were just outside chatting. And then the next thing I know, he's pulling all the equipment out of the bag. And I'm like, oh, we're doing an investigation. He's like, yeah. And I'm like,
hang on, I won't listen to that. What?
That's your problem.
You chatting shit again?
No. You
so
didn't
I
say
texted
it.
him.
I can look on my phone and tell you what you text me.
Yeah. Do you want to go and investigate some place near Chasewater? And he was like, yeah, can do. I'm just at church at the moment with
Emma.
I said, yeah, that's fine. It won't be until about 8 o'clock. And then, yeah, we never decided.
This is exactly what he wrote to me. Wanna go and check out this place later in Chasewater. Not investigate. Not, do you want to go out and we'll check it out?
Okay.
To me, that means, do you want to go and see if we can get in and then we'll investigate another time?
Yeah, but we went and...
Oh, you see, now there's a but.
No, but we checked out the last place, remember? What was about with the children and that, Michael. We did an investigation there.
That was because...
Oh, but so checking out is going and looking, and then we just had to see if there was anything there, and we did see if there was anything there. There was something there.
There was. It's a shame, really, because like the way you get in, oh my god,
disgusting.
Just stank, and there was clothes and everything everywhere. God, it was
really, really degraded. That
much of a diagram.
Not being funny, Bran. It would have been a real tight squeeze as well.
Yeah.
I remember thinking, I'm about to beat this bitch up.
No,
I got caught on the wall.
That ain't me being cheeky. I just about got through. He got fucking caught, and I was just like, fuck, you know.
And then when we left,
we could only pull the metal that far open.
It's alright, guys. Stay tuned for my GoFundMe for my gastric band.
Sorry, I left forward. I'm sorry. Eat less, you fat fuck. I'm joking.
Trigger warning.
Trigger warning, yeah.
So we did a little investigation. We went into like the main pub room.
Yeah, there was nothing in the first room, and I said to him, I said, I don't feel anything here. But because of there was people staying there, you know, homeless people or something, but obviously they had disrupted the energy to where there was nothing in the first room. But, you know, we still, we'll have a little look forward, and then it kind of changed as we went into like the main stretch.
Yeah, and we started pulling out the cameras and that, but we pulled out the Hexcom device first, didn't we? And
we did, yes.
So we got the Hexcom device out.
Yes, we did, yeah.
And like I said, he turned it off just before we got a chance to get the camera rolling. So in the video, you'll see when the video starts with us investigating, you'll hear like a clicking noise, and that was the Hexcom device being turned off.
Turned off, back on. Yeah.
Because when we turned it on, it was.
I don't think that got caught in the video.
No,
it didn't. No, it didn't. We just started recording as it was turning it back on.
I should have waited, but it was making a really, really strange noise, and I don't want to.
It was like when a game freezes or a film.
Freezes,
like,
yeah.
Which we've never had before.
No.
So I thought, oh, this is going to be good. This is going to be juicy.
Yeah, and I probably should have waited, but again, I don't want to take the chance of it breaking the machine or anything, because it was weird. What?
Well, then we get fucking sent back and repaired. Faulty. So yeah, and I thought, oh, well then, I started rubbing my hands together. This is gonna be fun. And I set up the EMF, and I gave Emma an EMF, and we were just asking questions, and I don't think we got much, did we, from the EMF?
No, they were moving bits and pieces.
Bits. So then I said, Scott, shall I get the REM pod out, see if they'll talk to that?
And I said, yeah, while in there, get the... He didn't get it out, though, but it would have been a good thing to do. I don't know, he must not have heard me.
The EVP.
The EVP, but he didn't hear me. So, yeah, go on, we got the REM pod out.
And then I stuck it on this, like, cabinet thing, and instantly.
Just instantly.
As I was walking back, and Scott was about to ask the question, because he's already said...
Because I'm already asking it in my head. They're already answering me, which that's why you'll hear me say in the video. I know you can already hear me asking the question, because obviously it comes in my brain to come out my mouth, but because it's already gone out instantly, they're already answering yes and no and stuff. So you will hear me say a couple of times, you've got to wait for me to ask. I know you can hear me, but other people can't. But
so,
he did.
So yeah, and he was asking some questions, and it was answering perfectly. And then Emma, she was picking up on some energies there, wasn't she? Of a lady.
Well, we stood there for about 10 minutes just asking questions, you know, if you can tell us how many of you are here and stuff. And I just said to them, so I'm just going to go for a walk. Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah.
Always me. So I walk in the ladies' toilet, and I'm just showing around in the camera. There's not much in there. And I didn't really feel any energies, but I'd already stopped feeling for ages because I knew we were talking to somebody. So then I went into the male toilets, I had a little look round, and then as I come walking back out, you felt the energy change. Now, I don't feel it was a really negative, proper, full-on negative energy, but it came in very domineering, very, very domineering.
It went quite cold in there. I know there was a few holes in there, but it went quite cold.
Yeah, it went as if like Jack Frost had started falling, it was freezing. And my right arm was just yeah, it was absolutely freezing cold. And then Emma, and then on the XCOM, it said something, and then we got the video, and then it said something else, and it says follow, and I went, no, you're not. And then the EMF in Emma's hand started going off to red, didn't he?
No, that had been stagnant.
That had been stagnant, yeah, we got it on camera,
we
yeah.
looked at it a few times at Emma's EMF and it wasn't going off because of her phone.
Or anything like... Well, she turned you off, didn't she, because you asked her to.
Yeah.
And then it went to bright red and like was flickering on red. And I went, no, you're not following anybody. I went, you already know we're protected. I went, so I don't even know why you're trying. And you'll hear me probably say something along that lines in the video. And then the EMF died down. And then I looked at Emma and I went, just shut yourself down and just don't talk to this energy, because she's a medium, but she's a up and coming medium. She's still in training and stuff.
Still got stabilisers on.
It has, yeah. What is it that he used to call us? YTS, I think. Young Training Spiritualist, YTS, I think. I can't remember. But anyway, so that was back when I was young. So I told her to shut down, and she did. But then in the video, you'll see me put my hand on her arm, and she'll say, "What you touched me for?" And that was just so I could make a barrier between her and the energies. And I know that sounds stupid, but even though she'd shut down because she's still in training, I just wanted to double make sure that my energy had gone around her, and then it just took over the REM pod, didn't it, that energy then, because he didn't like what I did.
Yeah.
And then
mad.
And then it just wouldn't let us do anything. It just touched the REM pod.
Yeah.
And I'd say move, and then he'd be like beep beep.
Yeah, it was like it was shouting. Like Emma said, like that's as if he's a drunk and shouting. It's not like smashing things up, it's hurling abuse.
Yeah.
And yeah. So we asked the spirit guide, wasn't it, to
Yeah.
come in
and just move
step
the energy back.
aside.
Yeah.
Which worked actually, because then we got
Because Amanda came back, or Mandy, one of the two. I can't understand which one it was. She was a lady who would have looked after the pub for many years, but she didn't die at a very old age, because as you'll hear on the video, I did say
we did get 70s.
We'd got 70s, yeah, and I was picking up on late 50s, early 60s, and then even Emma was just like, I was getting about 54, and so that's why I said at 50s, early 60s. And then you see the EMF move and that, wouldn't it? But then again, after about another 5-10 minutes, it just died down again, didn't he?
Yeah.
And it's because that energy had just come in and disrupted the energies. So again, not every place is always going to be good and bad energies. There will be some places where there are just a lot of negative energies, and we'll just work with them or try our best to work with them. It's just that obviously we're just going to places at the minute where people have lived, or there's been people living day-to-day life, so you will find good and bad. So don't people go, oh well, they always say good and bad, so why is it always like that? Well, because that's the places we're kind of visiting.
Yeah.
You know, when it becomes like a prison and stuff like that, you will find, or castles, you know, where there's been a lot of killing and stuff, you will find a lot more negative energies. But while I've been doing residential stuff, you'll probably find that we talk about good energies and bad energies, and if they see each other and mix, because I'll shut up in a minute. But for me, I feel it works on like centuries, because you'll have sometimes you'll go to a place like where in the 1500s will dominate dominate one area, but then you go to another area and it'll be like the 1700s will dominate that area. But these two spirits can't see each other because they're working on different vibrations from different centuries. And then this is why I always say when I do my readings, yes, it can be anybody you know, but it's only going to be somebody you know, or somebody who's watched you grow. It'll only go back 2 or 3 generations, and then the rest kind of just leave the generations that will know or know of you to give you your reading. So yeah, it does work. It's a bit weird how it works, but for me, that's how I feel and see it works. You ask another medium, they might say something different, and that's perfectly fine. But for me, that's just how they give me how it works.
Right then, guys, that's it for tonight's episode. Bit of a shorter one today, but we kind of just wanted to keep it on topic. By the time this episode comes out, you'll probably see something on Scott's TikTok page regarding a Q&A. We are looking to do a podcast strictly on Q&A. It can be any sort of questions. What did you have for your tea? Tell us a bit more about spiritualism. You can ask a question.
Haunted locations.
Haunted locations.
And then there'll be a different post for the haunted locations. We want to keep them separate so we know.
So you could ask us questions as a group or individually.
Yep.
So keep your eyes peeled for that. It should already be out by the time this video is up. But that's it for tonight. Thank you for watching Soulful Stories. See you soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Peace out.